In this video, I'm going to explain how the Pokemon that we saw revealed in today's Pokemon reveal, these regional variants, while they are regional variants of Zorua and Zoroark, are not actually called Zorua or Zoroark. Let me explain. Hello Pokemon Masters, Toby here, and I just got to check the script for this video quickly, because I think it says here that I need to gloat. That's right, I need to gloat about yesterday's video. We'll forget about the video from the day before, about this being a snow run, and we'll gloat about the fact that it's definitely a regional Zorua and Zoroark that have been announced. Turns out while I was making that video, I was having a chat with Kaihatsu, who you might know if you're in the Pokemon theory space on Twitter, and he had also made that same connection about the Canalive library, but I won't spoil that video if you want to go check it out. It just explains why Zoroark was probably native to the Sinnoh or Hisui region to begin with. But now they have finally revealed Hisui and Zorua and Zoroark, and these Pokemon might go by a different name, a name buried within deep Pokemon lore, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. But before I continue, remember that Legends Arceus is in the title, so if you leave a comment on this video, you're in with a chance of winning a copy of Pokemon Legends Arceus when it comes out. It's a worldwide giveaway, and I'm giving away 3 copies. Winners will be selected when Legends Arceus releases, and on top of that, don't forget to take the like button. And what mean thing shall we do to the like button today? You know what? Next time you see the like button, be sure to feed it the rumor about the Mew under the truck in Vermilion City, and then just watch as it struggles to find the Mew. With that being said, let's talk about the true identity of the illusion Pokemon, Zoroark. Now first, Pokemon Masters, I must read you a Pokedex entry. It looks like snow come to life, and the breath that it exhales is minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit. It goes by another name, an older name, Kio. You may remember a video I did about this about 2 years ago. Kio is a name that appears in Vulpix's Pokedex entries, and Vulpix is very relevant to the new Zorua and Zoroark line. Not only are they both fox Pokemon, but they have both very similar inspirations. Inspired by the Kitsune, both of these fox families are 2-stage evolution lines, both with regional variations, both with ties to icy mountaintops. They both have connections to mysticism and magic and transforming into people, and they have behavior that's very similar. Let me read you some more Pokedex entries. Very smart and very vengeful, grabbing one of its many tails could give you a 1,000-year-long curse. That's a Pokedex entry that could really either be Ninetales or Zoroark's. It's Ninetales. A deity resides in the snowy mountains where this Pokemon lives. In ancient times, it was worshipped as that deity's incarnation. Or how about this? Legend has it that Ninetales came into being when 9 wizards possessing sacred powers merged into one. This Pokemon is highly intelligent and it can understand human speech. We know from the movie that Zoroark features in that Zoroark can understand human speech, and the idea of people turning into a Pokemon, this is also seen in the Zoroark movie. Many Zorua disguise themselves as silent children. And when you look at Vulpix's Pokedex entry from Sun version, we see this. From its mouth spew flames that seem to resemble the spirits of the deceased. Some people mistakenly think this fire is a ghost. So we're getting more ties to the supernatural and people mistaking Vulpix for a ghost, which the new Zoroark is a normal ghost type, with a coloration much like Alola Ninetales. Now, in that video I did before about Kio, I was speculating that Kio is possibly some kind of ancestor that exists before Vulpix. The Alola and Vulpix line is a more direct ancestor of, and that the other Vulpix line is less of an ancestor to. And this can kind of explain as well all of the different variation in fox-like and wolf-like Pokemon that live in the Alola region. The variety of canine life that exists in the Alola region, this is just the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Pokedex. Furfrou, Smeargle, the Arcanine line, the Lycanroc line and all of its variations, Lillipup line, Eevee and all of the evolutions if you count those, which would include Glaceon, who is very similar to the Alola and Ninetales, of course Vulpix and Ninetales themselves, the Houndour line, the Electrike line, Absol, Sneasel and Weavile, if you count it, they wouldn't be canines, but they are like closely-ish related. Snubbull and Gramble, they're bears. You also have a whole bunch of feline Pokemon like Pyroar and Incineroar, and they would be closely related. And there's also like lots of bear Pokemon, I think I mentioned that. And then of course there's Riolu and Lucario, and that's not even including the fact that Zorua and Zoroark also live in the Alola region. In fact, they are more popular in the Alola region than they seem to be anywhere else in the Pokemon world. I think they appear in the wild in Galar a little bit, but Zorua populates the islands of Alola more so than it does in Unova. Like, you can't even find Zorua in the wild in the Unova region. And I think this mysterious Kyo Pokemon, this name that Vulpix was known as before it became the modern day Alolan Vulpix, a name which, by the way, I think roughly translates to spotless and white, which is a very apt description of a Vulpix, perhaps goes back to an ancestor Pokemon that shares plenty of traits with plenty of these canine Pokemon, including modern day Zorua, which is this older version of Zorua, this one that we see in Hisui, which we know is older than the modern day version because Hisui is set in the past. And these regional variants of Zorua and Zoroark, this is Kyo, a Pokemon that is a direct ancestor, very direct, to the Alolan Vulpix, and of course to the regular Zorua that exists in the Alola region. The final bit of evidence here that Zoroark's name as well as its form has changed over time and that it may have gone by a different name in the past is Zoroark's modern day name, a name that breaks down to Zorro and Arc, as in Zorro, the Spanish word for fox, which it is, and Arc, dark. It's a dark fox, which the original Hisuian version is, I guess, dark in that it is a ghost, but it's not dark in the same way that Zoroark is dark. It's literally a dark type and its fur is black, whereas you look at like Kyo, it is a word that roughly translates to spotless white, which I think would kind of work well with Zoroark and Zorua in the Hisui region. There is one final tie here that I think connects these relationships together, and that is all of the various tendrils coming off of the back of Zoroark's hair. It reminds me very, very much of Ninetales' various tails. In fact, this version of Zoroark has multiple tails when we see it from behind that the original version of Zoroark never had, probably because this version of Zoroark is more closely related to Ninetales than modern day Zoroark, which is its descendant. And there you have it, that is the theory. It is possible that the Hisuian versions of Zorua and Zoroark are in fact the oldest versions of fox and dog Pokemon on the Tree of Evolution, and that they themselves actually had a different name back then, and that name is Kyo, a little reference dropped in early back in the Alolan days because Game Freak love referencing their upcoming games like that. I'm sure as we discover more about the Hisui region and more about Generation 9, we'll look back, much as we have with previous generations, and go, wow, look at all those hints and Easter eggs they gave us. But as always, you're going to have to let me know what you think in the comments down below, and as well as if you do that, you are in with a chance of winning a copy of Legends Arceus when it comes out. And don't forget, what did I say we'll do for the like button? That's right, don't forget, next time you see the like button, feed it the rumor about Mew being under the truck in Vermilion City, and then when it can't find the Mew, just have a laugh at its frustration. Thank you all for watching, and of course, soar high, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master!
What in the world? So many of you are supporting me on Patreon right now. Thank you so much to the big Patreons of this month. There's JD Gottlich, Matty Bar, PokeBliss, PokeAtmos, and Michael Hornschuch. Thank you.